This is the Hammer Down Racing Report. And now your hosts, Scott Hammer and Ron Miller.
Welcome, race fans, to the Hammer Down Racing Report for Thursday, August 18th. Coming at you live from the Ron Miller Race Cars Hammer Down Racing Report studio. Show number 244, live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. All those places. And we're back up to number 241 on Apple Podcasts in the U.S. automotive category.
That's amazing.
So, yeah, out of all the...
we'd like to be 200.
Millions of... the chart's being pretty good. I'm happy with that. That's cool.
I was worried there, Scott. I could see your lips moving, but I didn't hear anything. You potted my mic.
I did. I was fighting with your camera over there before we started.
Okay.
So I had to. You're on the backup camera right now.
Oh, okay. Oh, I like it. It makes me look good.
I have nothing to
Don't
say.
go there, Scott.
Okay. Tonight on the show, we got a lot to go through tonight.
We do.
Figure eight racer Stephanie Bradley's going to join us here momentarily. We'll give her a call. We're going to speak with Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer Rick Eshelman. I never thought I'd utter those words out of my mouth, but it happened.
It's really pretty cool.
It is pretty cool.
Is he technologically advanced enough to join us, or is he just going to be on the phone?
We're going to call him.
I was afraid.
I think
I was afraid of that.
Didn't he get a smartphone last time we talked to him? Or is he still on the flip phone? He's kind of like you. I know you've joined the smartphone generation.
Years now,
yes,
Scott.
it's been a while, but
I'm getting relatively proficient.
He held on to his flip phone for quite a while. Yeah. Also, we had a very active Hammer Down hotline this week, too.
Really?
Yeah, so lots to talk about there. So lots to get to. We'll get things started right now. First, contact Freeze Frame Photos for all your racing photo needs, from action shots to victory lane. Now's the time to start working on those custom 2023 calendars. Gifts for Christmas. You know,
it's not too early.
Yeah, I mean, they can take any photo you want, make some custom items. They got license plates, all kinds of cool things that they can do. The calendars, I think, are really cool too. You can choose the photos for all the each calendar month. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Very customizable. They also do special photo shoots. So if you don't have a picture that's available that you want, call up Charlie. He can set up a photo shoot and take some pictures there. 419-476-9978. Freeze Frame Photos, special moments frozen in time. Big D's, pizza, subs, ribs, chicken, and more. Give them a call. Excuse me, right now. 419-547-1444. John went to Big D's.
He did. Did he bring
Sunday? He sent me a message like, "You want me to bring you something back?" I'm like, "Yes." Hold on, I forget what it was. I don't remember what it was called. I looked it up. The cheese boat.
How was it?
Oh my God!
I was a little under the weather, and I had to bow out. But I see John is tentatively planning a return engagement this weekend.
If we get rained out, and that's not going to happen.
I know.
Positive thoughts. It might happen. I don't know. Ryan Weekman will have your weekend weather pit stop coming up here in a little bit as well. You can also order online, Big D's. Order BigD'sPizza.com. They now feature pizza logs stuffed with pepperoni, cheese, and sauce. Big D's and Clyde, big on taste, not on price. Also, check out the new Dominator Pit Kit from Dominator Race Products at DominatorRaceProducts.com. Has all the hardware you may need for any body repairs at the track. They also specialize in other body components for late models, modified sprint cars, and street stocks, and much more. DominatorRaceProducts.com or call 419-923-6970. Also available from people like Ron Miller Race Cars.
Scott, I saw a sneak preview of their Outlaw late model pavement nose. It looks really killer. They've been listening to some of the pavement racers, and I think they've really got something that's going to be very popular.
Was that Wednesday night or Tuesday night?
Might have been.
Had that peak there. Okay, cool. Also, thanks to Oakshade Raceway, Ron Miller Race Cars, Headhunters Barber Studio, and Salon for sponsoring the show. We're going to get things started right now. We'll give Stephanie Bradley a call, figure eight racer and winner of the last two school bus figure eight races up there at over there at Toledo Speedway. Yeah. So, and hopefully the phone works. I talked to her a little bit ago. Phone seemed to be working. Remember, I called you Tuesday night and the phone wasn't working. I think we're good though.
Hello,
Stephanie.
Hi,
It's the Hammer Down Racing Report. Scott Hammer, Ron Miller here. How's it going?
it's going good. How are you guys?
Pretty good for us, and apparently very good for you.
Yes, very good for me.
Congratulations. 2 school bus figure 8 wins in a row. What do you think of the school bus figure 8 racing?
I like it. It's a little bit of carnage and racing at the same time. It's fun.
Now, do you consider it like serious racing, or is it more of just a fun activity?
More of a fun activity.
Scott, I've seen some in bus videos. Can't call it in car videos, but they're really elbows up in those things.
Yeah. How hard is it, or how much work are you doing driving those things?
It's not too hard. For me, I only hold the bottom of the steering wheel. I can't reach the top. So maybe I do a little bit more work than the guys that can reach. But otherwise, it's not too bad. It's really fun.
Is it like slow motion compared to running your regular figure 8?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. You can't get going that fast in the bus, especially at Toledo.
How many times have you earned extra money?
For flipping?
That's the one.
Yeah, I've flipped, I think it's 2 or 3 times at Flat Rock.
Well, you're an expert.
That's been a while ago. It's fun.
Do you get the money for being flipped, or do you get the money for flipping someone else?
You get the money for being flipped.
Okay. So you don't get any money if you flip someone else?
Nope.
What kind of fun is that?
I know, right? It is fun, though. Just being out there is fun.
Know, if you get the fans up on their feet, it ought to be good for something.
Yeah, you can hear them, too. They go crazy when a bus goes over.
Speaking of crazy, you have the nickname One Crazy Lady that I guess Gary Lindahl deemed you. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, it's fine. I do get a lot of kids and stuff that come up to me and they're like, "Are you the crazy lady? Are you the crazy lady?" So that's kind of funny, but it's fine with me.
You got some T-shirts that say the crazy lady on it?
My grandkids have some, but that's it.
So you don't wear them to Kroger?
No, I don't.
Walmart?
No.
So how long have you been running the figure 8s? I saw you had a street stock win, but you're still looking for your first figure 8 win.
Yeah, I started street stock was probably in 2001 was my first full year, and I think I've been running figure 8 for like 10 years. Probably. It's a lot more fun than street stock was, so I just kind of stuck with it.
So how did you make that transition from street stock into the figure 8 class?
Well, my dad was already racing figure 8, and so I just asked him to try his car one night, and he let me, and that was it. I was hooked.
He didn't have any second thoughts then of putting you in the figure 8 car?
I originally wanted a figure 8 when I got the street stock, and he said I better start out in street stock. That figure 8 wasn't a good fit because I had a couple young kids at that time, and what if something happened? But after a while, he was fine with it. Let me try it, and then I've been doing that ever since. I do have a street stock also, and he races that now. He wanted to try it. He's always been figure 8, so.
Gotcha. And who's your father?
Chuck Panko.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Stephanie, Sean Graham's got a question. He says, I love what you guys are doing. Where do you get the buses from?
The track gets the buses. I'm really not sure where they get them from.
Okay.
I'm sure they don't pay a lot for them.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I hope not.
I remember we had Jack Franzel on talking about where they got the buses before. I think, are they donate? No, they get the sponsors. I don't remember. Yeah. I'll have to listen to that podcast from a while ago.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But what makes figure 8 racing more fun for you as opposed to just running in the oval in a street stock? I mean, obviously it's very exciting for the fans watching the cars crisscross at the intersection, but
I think it's exciting just being out there with them guys. Sometimes it does get a little crazy at the intersection, You might second guess yourself, like maybe I shouldn't have went, or I won't go next time. But it's just, I don't know, the whole time you're out there, you're looking everywhere, just trying to see who's getting into the corner before you at the next turn and if you can make it or not.
So there's a lot
and
more.
Them guys.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I was going to say there's a lot more strategizing going on, but in the
there's a lot going on. Yeah.
So you can't like take a moment to catch a breath.
Not really. You just try and time it, like if you're going into one corner, you look at the other corner to see who you're going to be meeting there. You get to your corner first, just try and go before them. Sometimes it doesn't work out.
I was going to ask, has there been times it hasn't worked out, and how bad was that?
I've had a couple intersection hits. One was, I think in 2013 maybe. I kind of like took a quick nap after I got hit with that one. So, and I had to re-clip the front of the car and stuff. So that was the worst one though.
And no second thoughts of getting back in the car.
Oh no.
You're a brave
They're
woman.
safe. They're built safe.
What about the school bus figure eight, or the school buses that you use for the school bus figure eight stuff? Are those reinforced as well?
Yeah, they have they put in a roll bar, and we got the safety belts in there, so we're good. And we wear all our fire suit, everything, like helmet, gloves.
Gotcha. Did you get to race with Ken Schrader when he was running the school buses?
I have a couple times. Yeah, he's a real nice guy, really down to earth.
Did you beat him? Did you finish ahead of him?
Oh, you know what? I think he hit me and he knocked my drive shaft out, so I didn't even get to finish that race, I'm pretty sure.
Did you go have a talk with him?
I did tell him that he did that.
I remember the first time I saw the school bus figure eight races was when Ken Schrader was the first time he did it, and his comments afterwards were something about like, those guys are a bunch of assholes out there.
Yeah.
Then he joined the group.
And then he was like, but it was awesome.
Yeah. Everybody just, we go out there to put on a show, so everybody for themselves.
So what does it take to get a win in the school bus figure eight? Is it luck? Is it skill? Is it getting the best bus out of the lot? What is it?
Yeah, I think it's just luck. I would rather go over. I'm glad I won, especially my first one. I'd rather go over. That's more fun to me. And they did try to get me over a couple times, but my bus just slid, so it wasn't going over. This last time, the bus, I hit one of the track tires, and it got wedged up in there between the bus and my tire, and I think I drug that along for a lap, maybe two, at the finish. So that was kind of like a freak thing, that big old tire stuck. And I wondered why it was so hard to turn.
I saw the picture of that. The tire was wedged in the right front wheel well, it looked like. So,
yeah, that was crazy.
I assume you make more money than getting rolled over than actually winning the race.
Yeah, you get some money for driving it, and then you get some money for you're flipping over. You just win. You just get the money for driving it.
How did you get started in racing?
My family, everybody in my family has done it. Steve Estalis, my uncle, Cale Estalis, my cousin, my mom, Carol Estalis, my dad, Chuck Panko, my brother, Jimmy Panko. So we've just all kind of just done it.
Those are names that are coming back to me from when I was in high school, and I used to go to Flat Rock every Saturday.
And Toledo.
Yeah.
Toledo's too far for me when I was in high school. That was a long time ago, though. So what do you enjoy?
So just kind of like runs in the family.
A family over. I mean, that seems to be a pretty common theme. A lot of the people we talk to, it's in the family.
Yeah.
So what do you enjoy most about racing?
I mean, I like being out there with everybody. I really like the crowd, autograph nights, the little kids that come up and want to talk to you and sit in your cars. Especially like the little girls. Oh, I want to do this one day. No, I love that. That's great. I hope they do.
Do you feel like you're a little bit of a role model for the young girls?
Maybe for the young kids, yeah, especially for the little girls.
Okay. So who are some of your racing idols, not including family members, just like outside your family, racers you looked up to?
I mean, like, I got a lot of friends now. The ones I looked up to before I started racing, besides my family, I would say, like, Gary Porkchop Early,
Yep.
Bob Stute.
Going back to my high school days again.
Yeah, I feel like I've been going there forever. Like, I know everybody. So there's like so many out there that I could name, you know, and then ovals like Joy Fair, Dave Coleman, you know, there's just so many.
Okay. So what do you have any future plans as far as, you know, maybe changing class, or is figure eights that you're happy where you're at and that's where you're going to be?
I am happy with figure eight. I love figure eight. I might do straight stock a few times in my car next year. I'll be sitting out a couple weeks for now. I think I got my hand caught in that school bus steering wheel.
Ooh.
So I'm sitting out a couple weeks. I'm waiting on a motor anyway from Vandoyle Racing Engines. I'm going to have it this weekend. So I'm going to have to put my dad or somebody, my brother, my boyfriend in the car, somebody to get it out there. I really want to go to Super Shoe this year at Kalamazoo. So I'm hoping I'll be healed by then and my motor will be good and we'll go.
So how bad is your hand? May we ask?
It's just a tendon right now. They said that's all. I just have to keep it just can't do anything for 4 weeks. And it's in a splint.
Ooh, jeez.
So I'm thinking maybe in 2 weeks, if I feel better and I call him, maybe he'll just look at it again to make sure that maybe it's just healed more and I can just hurry up and race the last weekend.
But you won the race where you did that, right?
Yeah, I did win. Yeah.
Oh, well.
I wasn't going to pull over.
True racer there.
How early in the race did you hurt your hand? Was it toward the end?
We didn't have very much to go. It was before I got that dang tire wedged up in there. So I think what happened was like my front wheels connected with somebody's rear wheels when we were going around the corner, and that steering wheel just whipped.
Gotcha.
So, but it's okay, you know. I just hope it'll heal up faster than what the doctor thinks.
You don't have to shift while you're racing the buses, do you?
No.
So you only need one hand, really.
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Barney knob.
Yes. Oh, yes, that was mentioned to me. That maybe we should try that and get one of those so I can run the last couple of weeks at Flat Rock.
There you go.
You're going to put that in the figure eight car?
I have to try something, Scott.
Well, yeah.
Is that against the rules?
We'll see.
I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen it in the rule book, so
that would be awkward.
I don't know. It would be. I think it would be hard to get used to.
Ronnie Schultz was slightly disabled, and he raced a lot of years with one. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe we'll have to maybe try and figure something out quick.
Have you ever raced on dirt?
I have not.
Any desire to, or you prefer the cleanliness of the asphalt?
Oh, I would definitely try it. For sure, I would definitely try it. I'll try any kind of racing once, at least.
Ron over here likes to convert asphalt racers to dirt racers.
It just seems
is that right?
It just seems like there's a lot of pavement racers exploring those options.
Yeah, I mean, if the opportunity came, I would definitely try it. I've only been to like 2 dirt races before. I thought it was great.
Where'd you go?
Where is it? Oakshade.
Oh, okay.
It's a good choice.
And another one, I can't remember. It was far, far away.
What do you feel about?
I would have to think about it.
How do you feel about sprint cars? Sprints on dirt.
Oh, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Yeah, I would definitely try that too. That would be great.
Awesome. So what's
you guys got any hookups? Give them my phone number, okay? They could try figure eight if they've never done that too, so we could swap.
I don't know if I'd have the balls to do figure eight myself. Especially in somebody else's car. I'd be like, oh shit, here comes a bunch of cars.
Brakes.
Yeah. And then it's like, don't run over me from behind and push me in the intersection.
You'd be fine.
What's your best finish so far in the regular figure eights?
In points last year, I think I finished fourth, but there wasn't many. We haven't had very many good luck with a car count for figure eight.
I mean, your best race finish.
Race finish? Oh, gosh, I don't know. I must say seventh in a feature. I honestly don't remember.
Okay.
I don't really, I guess I'm really just in it for the fun. I know, you want to win races and stuff. You gotta put your time in the garage
and your
wallet.
What I mean?
And your wallet.
And your wallet. Yeah. And, I don't know. I don't have time. I work at Kroger actually, so my hours are never the same.
Ron is psychic there.
Ta-da.
Yes, he is.
We're gonna have to make.
When he said that at first, I was like, "Oh, he already knows."
He did his homework.
Yeah. So my hours are never the same, and I got 3 grandkids, 7, 6, and 5. So time is pretty short at home. And for the garage, I'm lucky I have had so much help. Sometimes I wouldn't have made it out if it wasn't for all the help that I have.
Help is definitely something that is necessary.
Yeah.
Attest to that. So what weekend do you think you're going to be back and cleared to race again?
Well, right now, if they say 4 weeks, then I'll be out for the rest of Flat Rock.
Okay.
So, Super Shoe is Kalamazoo is the 24th. I'm hoping to be able to run that weekend.
So are you...
Unless, like I said, I can con the doctor into telling me that everything's okay in a couple weeks.
Stephanie, are you one of those racers that listens to everything the doctors say?
No.
Okay. I just wanted to clear that one.
That was a quick and decisive answer.
No. I mean, I'm going to try to, keep this hand not doing anything and just rest like I'm told. And we'll see how it goes. This week, like I said, if I get my motor back tomorrow, we get it in, I'll put somebody else in it, take it out there, make sure the motor's good. Next week, I'll probably just take it out there and practice it and see how it feels. And if I'm good to go, I'll just, go.
It'll be good.
So you're going to go to the track and just putz around at the back, right?
Yeah, just hang out.
Yeah,
just take my time and be careful.
That's what you're telling the doctor.
And you think all of our listeners believe that?
Well, I hope so. Hope the doctor's not listening.
Any sponsors you want to give a shout out to, or anybody else you want to name that helped you out?
Yeah, like obviously, my mom and my dad, my boyfriend Lonnie York, Donna and Joe Wisman, Jerry and Richie Lee from Affordable Trans, Kathy and Christy Avardi, and Max and Karen Scott. They are fans that come to the track, and they have helped me tremendously the past few years. They also, if we don't have trophy sponsors for a night, they pick up that and they'll buy the trophies for the night. They put in for lap money. They are just all around great people.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate the time, and we wish you a lot. Or you hope you heal up awfully quick.
Yeah,
and,
like next week.
Yeah, like next week or two. And
yeah, thank you.
And good luck at Kalamazoo or before that if you're back at hanging in the back of the pack, like Ron said.
Yeah,
right.
There's a wink in there involved.
All right, thank you guys.
Yep, thanks, you.
Steph.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. There you go. Stephanie Bradley, figure eight racer, winner of the last 2 school bus figure eight races at Toledo Speedway. The last one coming Friday night. It's past Friday.
Yeah.
So very cool. There's a lot of figure eight people. I think you should do figure eights.
Scott, when I started racing, that was the only way you got going. The early days of Toledo Speedway, you raced figure eight. All the great racers, Jerry McCara, John Anderson, all of those guys started out in figure eight racing, and then once they were deemed acceptable, they could race on the half mile.
So it was like the compact class
Yeah, sort of.
back in the day.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of, sort of.
Kind of, sort of. We'll do a quick racing roundup here before we give Rick Eshelman, the latest member of the National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame, a call here again. We talked to him. When's the last time we talked to him? Was it last fall?
Probably.
That's when we talked to him. Also, a World of Outlaws announcer, former Oakshade announcer, former Eldora announcer, former Toledo Speedway announcer. I don't know if he ever did Flat Rock. He helped out.
Did Finley.
Well, oh, yeah, that's where I met him, yeah. Attica Raceway Park was off last weekend, so no results there. Flat Rock Speedway, they did get some racing in this past weekend. They did scrap the heat races, though, and ran the features only due to a rain delay. Jeremy Vanderhoof picked up the Street Stock A-Main win and the Figure 8 win, and Taylor Papineau was the Street Stock B-Main winner, and Eric Lee racked up another Outlaw Super Late Model feature win.
He's been on fire.
Yeah, we talked to him as the feature or the champion last year. We may be talking to him again as championship weeks. Oakshade Raceway rained out on Saturday. It looked like the rain was just targeted right over Fulton County there, so unfortunate for them. Sandusky Speedway, they were able to get some racing in on Saturday. Clayton Oliver, winner again in the Renegades. Josh Poor won the Ohio Wheelman Series feature. Clay Lusk, the beginner stock feature winner, and Bobby Justice won the pure stocks. Toledo Speedway on Friday night, as we mentioned, Stephanie Bradley won the school bus figure 8. Ryan Allen won the late model sportsman feature. It was his second win in a row. Matt Bunting was the factory stock winner. Dennis Wisman Jr. won the regular figure 8 deal, and Dave Lambert won both the boat figure 8 and the flagpole race.
First ever win for Josh Bunting. Congratulations on that.
Matt Bunting.
Or Matt, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah.
You confused me for a minute. I was like, wait. Montpelier Motor Speedway, Saturday night, they got some racing in. Saturday, it was Clayton Bryant winning the modified feature. Landon Acaro was the Hornet winner. Gerald Mullenix won the street stock feature. Lee Hobbs in the super stocks. And Tony Anderson won the dirt track truck series feature events. World of Outlaw, NASA Energy Drink Sprint Cars. They were at Knoxville. Thursday night, Jacob Allen won. Rico Abreu won Friday night. And Saturday, the main event for the Knoxville Nationals, Donnie Schatz picked up his 11th Knoxville Nationals title. That's a lot of Knoxville Nationals titles.
A lot of names, too.
Yeah. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Thursday night action in the North-South 100 at Florence was rained out. Friday night, Hudson O'Neill and Jonathan Davenport were the preliminary feature winners. And then Saturday, guy we never mentioned, Jonathan Davenport won again. It was his second North-South 100 win, $75,000.
I wonder how much money he's taken in this year.
A lot more than I have.
Oh, boy.
NASCAR action Sunday. Kevin Harvick picked up the win in the Federated Auto Parts 400 at Richmond. And Kyle Busch coined a new term Sunday.
Really?
Yeah, he was chastained. Ross Chastain got into him, spun him out, and he, in his post-race interview, mentioned, he got chastained.
Did you see it?
The Chastain thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were like 3 wide. I didn't think it was deliberate.
I don't think a lot of his mistakes are deliberate. It's just he makes a lot of mistakes.
I'm not sure it was a mistake. They were just racing hard. That one.
That one, yeah. I mean, yeah. Kyle Busch didn't seem too upset. But anyway.
I'm kind of a Ross Chastain fan.
I was, but he's
moving down the list.
He keeps tripping over himself. So, Saturday night, the trucks were in action in the Worldwide Express 250 for carrier appreciation, and Chandler Smith picked up the win there. Other notes, I forgot to mention. Somehow I skipped over this last week. I meant to mention that Buddy Kofoid picked up the win in the Driven to Save Lives BC 39 at the dirt track in Indy 2 weeks ago, Thursday night. Congratulations to him in the midgets there. And then he picked up the win Tuesday night, this past Tuesday, in the inaugural High Limit Sprint Car Series event at Lincoln Park Speedway. He pocketed $23,622. That's that new Kyle Larson, Brad Sweet series
Right.
that's going to be running. This was like an open event. It's kind of like a testing the waters, I guess, deal. Next year is when that series is supposed to kick off midweek races that pay a lot.
A lot more of the press and the media in motorsports are getting on the Buddy Kofoid bandwagon.
Well, yeah, every couple days, his name.
He's winning something.
He's winning something big. So, yeah. So last week we talked about a hot dog race at Oakshade Raceway. Doing that again, and we put up a Twitter poll.
Right.
Right there's the results.
Ooh.
So far, I think there was like an hour left. Yeah, I don't think you can read that. We were trying to figure out which class to do the hot dog race with.
Right.
Late models had 50%, 0 sportsmen, 17% for Dominator Superstocks, and 33% for compacts.
Really?
So I'm almost to the, just to say, whoever. We can have a late model versus a compact.
Oh, boy.
If a compact guy can eat a hot dog fast, that could be a big advantage. And maybe it's easier to get in and out of a compact. So we'll work that out. We'll see how.
Well, and I'm thinking that with the clutchless transmissions, which you're going to experience one day, the late model could be kind of slow off the line, where a compact or maybe a super stock could launch quick. It could be fun.
So you're saying that having a late model may not be an advantage?
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I'll discuss it with the logistics, but we'll probably see another hot dog race at Oakshade in September. Real quick, speaking of Oakshade, we're the fastest meet to race. We're racing every Saturday nights. Make sure to follow them on social media or visit oakshaderaceway.com. This weekend's Dipman Motorsports Night, full program of late model sportsmen, super stocks, Dominator super stocks that is, and compacts. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:15, and season championship has been announced. Season championship night is going to be the following week, August 27th. So only 2 more weeks of points racing left in the season for Oakshade Raceway drivers. Talk about Ron Miller race cars here for a minute, and I'm going to give Rick Eshelman a call.
Well, I'm going to read one of the quotes from one of our listeners. Hey, Ron Scott.
You like those.
Do you think they would have a Run What You Brung show at Oakshade Raceway sometime? I can only hope that they would sometime, but I can tell you that Crystal Motor Speedway on Labor Day weekend, Saturday and Sunday, are running Outlaw late models, $750 to start, $1,500 to win.
I remember when they tried to do the Outlaw late model shows at Oakshade. Unfortunately, we only had a few of them show up, but right. I remember David Hilliker. He just looked like a slot car gun, didn't lift at all.
He is really good.
That was kind of cool. But so Rick Eshelman, former Oakshade Raceway announcer, current World of Outlaws announcer, enshrined in the National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame. He, this past weekend. We're going to give him a call right now. Hopefully he remembers and he answers his phone. Wasn't he at dinner last time?
Hey, dude.
Hey.
Rick Eshelman.
What's happening?
It's Scott Hammer, Ron Miller, Hammer Down Racing Report. How are you?
Great. How are you guys doing?
Good. Hey, before we get going.
Ron's got notes.
I've got notes.
I just want to point that out.
Growing up at Raceway Park, John Newting was the announcer, a fantastic announcer. My early racing, Howard Williams, Toledo Speedway and Flat Rock. Then my friend Jack Pfeiffer, then Gary Lindahl at Toledo and Flat Rock. Great announcers. Dirt in Northwestern Ohio. Larry Jewett, sprinkled with tonight's guest, Mr. Microphone, and my cohort Scott Hammer. Oakshade Raceway, Mr. Microphone, Larry Jewett, Scott Hammer. Great announcers all. Out of all of those announcers, Rick Eshelman, my friend, you're the only one to gain national acclaim. Congratulations.
I appreciate that, Ron. And as you know, it's a nice way of them telling you you're starting to get old.
So wait, that's right. You're in the Hall of Fame at Sandusky Speedway.
I are.
There you go.
Oh, this makes sense. Rick is so smart. Rick,
I don't know about all that.
Well, you taught me a lot when we worked together down at Millstream, or what was it, Flag City Motorsports Park at the time.
Yeah, call it what you want.
Finley.
That was good times back then.
So what does it mean to you to be enshrined into the National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame? I mean, how big a deal is that?
Well, I never set out to go there. I thought, it's cool for the people that got in. They really were special to the sport, and they put their time in, and they were good at what they did. And I look back now, and my name is in that group, and it's like, wow, it really came to light on that Saturday when they inducted me, and I thought, I guess I worked hard, and I never wanted it to pay off, for fame and fortune. I loved what I do. Ask Ron. Oak Shade was
the fame part.
I loved Oak Shade.
The fame part you've got covered. How's the fortune part working?
Well, we all do this because we love it.
Absolutely.
It's a great thing. It's a great way to meet friends. It's a great way to live your life. I'd rather live my life as a racer than anything. I always wanted to do what you did, Ron. And I tried it. You actually got me into a car, and I tried it. And you saw what happened. I'm not worth, the 5 seconds that it took me to get down the front stretch. So it's I know where I belong. But if it wasn't for guys like you, Ron, and millions of others that I've got to see in my career, I wouldn't have a career. So I owe it to the racers, and I owe it to the fans. I'm just a part of the show. I'll never be the show. I don't want to be the show.
Rick, I think you've heard my Larry Jewett story. He towed a race car over to my shop one day, same as you, wanted to race, and he said, "What do you think?" I went in the shop, I grabbed a hammer, and I said, "I want you to hit that bar right there," and half the roll cage fell apart.
Ooh.
So I taught Larry how to use a torch, and I told him to cut out everything that he didn't think looked good. I wound up putting an entire roll cage in the car.
I can imagine. I can only imagine.
I want to know more about this you were in a car once experience.
Well, it was actually, I've been in like 4 or 5 different times. First time ever in a race car was when I was in the service. I was in the Air Force, and I was actually in an Enduro, ran 90 of the 250 laps before the car caught fire. They couldn't put it out. They called the county fire department, and I made the police blotter. Ran my first ever Enduro race in Michigan on pavement at Flat Rock. Started 52nd out of 132 cars and actually finished 16th and drove the car home.
Nice.
But then from there, Toledo Speedway had an officials race one night, media and officials, and then it was street stocks on late model used tires on the 5th mile, and I had that thing hammered to the floor, and I got lapped, I think, 3 times in a 10-lap race. But then Ron got me into a sportsman car at Oak Shade and showed me how to run it, and well, I got out there and I was hot lapping, and I think I went 5 laps down in a 3-lap hot lap session. So, yeah,
That's
I
impressive.
know where I belong.
Sportsman, though. That's
Definitely,
nice.
yeah. I belong upstairs. There's no doubt.
Rick, Matt Swander wants to know, can you make it from Montreal to Oak Shade for opening ceremonies in a single day?
It's happened so long ago. I think the statute of limitations has run out.
So you're clear.
I was working for a company in Michigan over by the airport in Detroit, which is Romulus, Michigan. And I had to deliver parts to Montreal, Quebec, Canada, to a Ford dealership there. Well, on good driving on 401 in Canada and all that, getting through Detroit and everything, it's about 12 hours one way. So I left, in the morning on Friday and got up there and stayed the night. Saturday morning, got up. I went from Montreal back across the bridge to Romulus, Michigan, and then from there another 2 hours to Oak Shade in a total of 10 hours.
Oh, my.
Let's just say that the speed limit in miles per hour was 60. I doubled that the whole way.
So you're faster on the streets than you are on the track.
On
much faster.
on the
Much.
on the QEW in Canada, they are kind of lenient on speed.
They were back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Let's just put it that way. I was extremely lucky.
Well, the 100 kilometers per hour speed limit up there, it's easily confused as to 100 miles an hour.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Right, and that's kind of what I was going to use as an excuse in case it happened.
I'm sure they've never heard that before.
No, not. I'm sure that's the first time.
Have you ever announced it at Flat Rock? We were talking about that a little bit.
Oh yeah,
before.
that's where I started my career.
Okay.
Opening night of 1979, I got a chance. Announcer didn't show up, and they asked me. I gave them a Panasonic cassette tape of me practicing announcing, and I guess they liked it, and I tried it and did it, and started from there.
Very nice. So you started your Hall of Fame career in the Southeast Michigan, Northwest Ohio area.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, started at Flat Rock, got to do Toledo. Got to announce at tracks here and there. I got to work for Jeff Jarvis at Line the Land for a few years. I worked for Pam and Terry, John and Donna at Oakshade for 7 great years. I always thank them for that. And of course, Larry Bowes and Earl Baltus gave me the chance in 2000. I got to do 4 years there, and the World of Outlaws World Racing Group is where I've been since. And I would trade none of it. It was all just so great.
How many years you
my
been?
first ever dirt race, Scott? You have any idea where I announced my first dirt race?
North Dakota, South Dakota.
You cheated.
Yeah, I did.
It just so happened that when I was in the Air Force, I got there January 1st of 1982, and come to find out, my sergeant, who rest his soul, passed away a couple of years ago, he was a racer from Wisconsin. Well, the track was in town 20 miles away, and I made sure I got on his crew, so we would come in from the missile field in time to go to the races every Friday night on time. Imagine that.
That's pretty awesome.
Yep, got to serve my country and announce my first dirt racing.
So how long have you been announcing with the World of Outlaws now?
Since 2004. They started off in 2004 at Volusia, and they didn't have an announcer, and I helped out the first 6 races, and then I jumped in on a race in Volunteer Speedway in Tennessee in March, and finally by July of 2004, Dean Miracle, who we all know, said, "You've got to come work for us." He kept working on me. I said, let's do it, and it's been that way.
Do you have a favorite track that you've announced at? Maybe one that has like the most energetic crowd.
Oh, there's so many. I mean,
I'm putting you on the spot.
At Grand Forks, North Dakota, obviously River City Speedway has a special place in my heart. Fairbury in Illinois is a fantastic track. I mean, that's just an awesome place to watch a race. Davenport has got this great little quarter mile in Iowa that we go to. There's so many great tracks. Cedar Lake Speedway up in Wisconsin is another terrific track. Even Macon Speedway in Illinois, a little 5th mile. I love the bull rings. You give me any bull ring and I'm happy, but these big tracks have become something that I've learned to, let's say, find my niche. The biggest track I had seen before coming, out of the service was either Berlin or Toledo or Mount Clemens even. And now you start going to these big dirt tracks. It's like, wow. So yeah, they're all great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not slighting any of them, but I'm a bull ring guy.
Have you ever announced on a mile dirt track?
Oh yeah. The Springfield Mile World of Outlaws were there.
Okay. Yeah.
And that was a challenge because, we were down on the front stretch. All you could see is the cars coming out of turn 4 and 140 to 160 miles an hour down the straightaway.
Yep.
So when they got to 1, you lost them for 30 seconds. And then they came back around. It was interesting.
Yeah, I've run both Springfield and Syracuse. So
yes, you have.
Lot of fun.
What?
I can't imagine, Ron, going that fast. From what I understood, you really had to shore up your fenders and all your braces because just the wind and the speed you guys carried down the straightaways just had to be impressive.
Rick, the first time we were at Syracuse, I came in after our first hot lap set, and the deck was all crumbled up. And in normal ornery Don fashion, he says, "What the hell did you do to my race car?"
I can see that.
And that was when we learned that you had to actually put extra support in the deck because it was creating so much downforce at those speeds that it literally crumbled the deck without touching anything.
Yeah, I know all the guys especially on the front fenders, had double bracing all the way through.
Yep.
And even on the doors and on the rear quarters, just because of the speed and the air that flowed. And yeah, I can't even imagine it. And I saw firsthand when you cut a tire on a mile track, you might as well just get ready to replace the whole side.
So how did you get associated with dirt late models? I mean, you've called all kinds of different racing, and then now you're the dirt late model guy.
I think I got spoiled when I was in North Dakota because they had 410 sprints, dirt late models, and street stocks. And I just thought that, I grew up with late models at Flat Rock, late models at figure eights, late models at figure eights at Toledo, same thing at Mount Clemens, all through Michigan, all through Ohio. And I loved the pavement late models. Well, then when I got to Grand Forks and they had 410 sprints, I thought they were cool. But the late models back then were wedge bodies. So they really looked like Batmobiles, and that just got me excited. I loved the way they looked, the way they drove, and I became a late model guy.
That would have been back in the NDRA days.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking the early 80s is when I first went to my first real dirt racing. I went to some with my father. He had taken me to a couple of dirt races, but I was really young, so I really got the appreciation once I turned 20.
Do you remember a guy around here named Dave Marco?
Oh, yeah.
Whatever happened to him? I was a kid, and I remember going, and he used to win all the time, and then I moved away, and I don't know whatever happened to him.
There's so many guys that I wonder, Scott, what's happened to, like Bob Sensiba. He was one of those that I used to watch when I was a kid, and Mark Malkett. I've seen Brad over the past maybe 10 years or so. Guys like that, some of the guys growing up that were the big, late model guys in Ohio and Michigan, John Fallow, Glenn Galt, just Roger Black, some of those guys. I wondered what's happened to them because, you don't see them. The guys that I grew up with at Flat Rock, I hate to say it, but pretty much have all passed away. Most of the heroes I had. So it's like, I don't even know if they're alive or not.
So what you said earlier, that you're in the Hall of Fame, it just means that you're getting old is accurate.
Well, yeah, there aren't too many young guys that have been inducted, so it's truly an honor, though. It's just amazing to be in there with some of the greatest drivers that have ever strapped into a dirt late model, some of the greatest announcers that ever picked up a mic, promoters, chassis builders, engine builders. It's an amazing little place that only a certain amount of people can say they're part of.
All right, I got to ask you this. A lot of people don't know this, but when the mic is off and you're in the tower, you like to tell jokes. What is the...
No, I've never told one.
What is the worst joke that you've ever told in the tower?
Oh, God. How much time do we have?
Just one. You don't have to have a long one.
I've had a lot of bad ones. Oh, boy, you talk about putting on the spot. There has been some really bad ones. I would have to say the one that I stole from Jack Pfeiffer. It's only happened twice that I can remember at Oakshade.
Am I gonna have to put
every year they had the Barney Oldfield race, remember?
Okay,
so it just so happened one night they were running, I want to say they were running the Bombers, and a rabbit come out of one of the fields and ran across the racetrack. And Jack said, well, I guess next year we're going to have two races. And I said, well, what's the other one going to be? He says, the Bunny Oldfield. Yeah.
Okay, that'll work.
Changing gears.
Yep.
Changing gears. Dean Henry says that Dave Marco owns a bar in Kelly's Island, and he still lives in Genoa.
Okay.
Wow, good for him. That's awesome.
Yeah. So are there any...
I knew somebody would know. Are
there any other achievements that you would like to check off the list in your announcing career before you hang up the microphone, or are you good?
Actually, there's one left that I don't know that it will happen because it is kind of, I guess, for the elite, but UMP has the Bob Member Award. And that is basically for a lifetime achievement of, being in the sport of racing, especially with dirt car UMP. And some great guys have gotten that. I think I'm way too young for that, but I'm happy where I'm at. Totally happy.
Awesome. So World of Outlaws this weekend, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We go from the big paperclip half mile of Williams Grove to the really fast bull ring of Sharon, and then back to another big half mile paperclip at Tri-City Raceway Park. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys can adapt to big track, small track, big track in a matter of 3 days.
Who's going to win the championship this year?
Well, the odds-on favorite right now is Dennis Erb Jr., over 100-point lead. But you ask him, and you ask his crew chief, Heather Line, and they will tell you it ain't over until the points can't be passed. So right now he's in line. Tanner English is really coming on strong. He has been very consistent over the past couple of months. He's moved into second in the points. He's taken over the rookie point lead. And I would say it's between those two, but you're not going to count Max Blair out because he's right there as well. So a three-car battle, basically, you got to give the edge to Erb, and I would say just because of the experience of point racing.
Okay. Now moving outside of just the World of Outlaw, this is, of all late model drivers right now, who do you think is the best dirt late model driver in the country?
Well, I mean, you're going to get an argument here. half of the country is going to say Jonathan Davenport, hands down. The other half is going to say Chris Madden, hands down. You can go either way with that. Both of them have amassed a lot of money won this year. They've got a lot of wins. There's a lot of could-have-beens for Madden. There's a lot of could-have-beens for Davenport. You can take your pick. Both of them have had a lot of wins this year. Tim McCready is on the way to winning another Lucas championship. I mean, he hasn't posted the big wins, but he has been Mr. Consistency. Mike Marlar has been so consistent all year long. If you go by wins, you go by the first two I mentioned. If you go by consistency, you can add a couple of more. I mean, the list could be 20 drivers by the time this is all said and done.
And if you count raw talent, you can't eliminate Kyle Larson.
You know how I can tell that you're a professional, Rick? You
dance around it?
Yes. You dance around it and you give I asked for one driver, you give me a list of 20. Well, that's okay though.
Like last year it was Brandon Overton, hands down.
Well, it seems like we're talking about. It seems like we're talking about Davenport winning 2 or 3 races every weekend, at least for the past month.
Well, I mean, he just wins and wins and wins, and every driver will tell you as long as you are on a streak, go with it. Don't think about it. Just enjoy it because it can go away just as quick as it came.
Rick,
I think drivers like to live by that.
Maybe you would know, how much money has he won this year?
Right in the ballpark of $1.6 million.
I'm in the wrong profession.
Woo.
What am I doing?
Yeah. We only make half that, so it's not bad, Scott.
Jeez. Well,
almost as much as Miller makes. Almost as much.
That's the one.
Yeah, he's won right around $1.6 million so far in winnings.
There's
still big paying races left to go.
Oh yeah, some of the fall specials pay, huge money.
Well, Davenport got a chance to win $50,000 next weekend with the World of Outlaws when he comes to Davenport, because we have a 10, and a 30 at the Quad Cities 150 at Davenport Speedway next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that could be another $50,000 right there.
Chump change.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
This is making me more depressed.
I can't even imagine. I can't imagine getting checks like that. But that's why he does what he does. That's why I do what I do, and I appreciate what I do, and I appreciate what he does.
Is he in the Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame?
No, too young. Hasn't been at it long.
You're in it though, so you have that going.
There we go. Yeah, there we go.
That's what you. I want you to, when you're in your Victory Lane interviews, ask them. If they start getting cocky, say, "Are you in the National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame?"
You know what? This is going to sound really odd, Scott, and you're going to have to sit back and think about this before you respond. But if I had a chance to be Scott Bloomquist, Billy Moyer, Jonathan Davenport, Chris Madden, then in Overton, if I could be any of those and exchange careers and money won and status, I wouldn't do it. I like what I've done. I like what I do. I like what I continue to do. And the money and the fame can't top the feeling I have and the satisfaction I have from what I do. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely. Yeah, and
I wouldn't trade it for the millions they've won, the hundreds of races they've won, all the fame that they've gotten. I wouldn't trade what I do because I work for a great company. I enjoy what I do. I've enjoyed what I've done since I was 17, and I don't know anything else.
and you're in victory lane pretty much every night.
Well, that's changed.
Has
I
it?
am strictly the booth. I'm the
Oh,
booth guy
that's
now.
right.
We have pit reporters.
We're doing
We have
TV
pit
stuff
reporters
now.
that are way better looking than me and do a way better job than I do.
I was noticing that.
What, better looking?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Than you.
No, with Dirt Vision has got a great plan. They have different voices in every aspect of the broadcast, and they really brought dirt racing to the forefront when it comes to online and subscription broadcasting. I mean, they do a great job with it, and we all have our part, and we all interact, and we're just one big puzzle where the pieces come together every night.
So let me ask you this. This is something, as an announcer, I've been kind of pondering. When you're calling a race, are you concentrating more on the fans that are in attendance in the stands, or are you kind of calling it as you would for people watching it on a broadcast?
You basically have to mix it, Scott. You have to be able to get the attention of both. You have to get that person that's at home that could turn you off in, one click. And you also have to get the attention of that person that's sitting in the stands that might be ready to go if they don't like what they hear. So it's like you really have to balance it. And you can do that by, we're fortunate enough to have monitors so that we can call all different action all over the place, with or without the monitor. We all do that. But for the fan at home, if the monitor is focusing on a good battle for third, I'll jump from the leader to that battle for third. And then all of a sudden the fans in the stands are like, well, wait a minute, what's going on for third? We've been watching the leader. You know how it goes in the stands. Sometimes you miss stuff. So it's a good balance that bounces back and forth. And that makes, I guess that gives me more to talk about than just calling a race, which I just don't ever want to just call a race. I want to bring the excitement to it. So it's a very big balance.
So it's got to make it a
You
little more
about
challenging.
pondering. I've always pondered something too. Maybe you can help me.
Okay.
Why do they call them apartments when they're all joined together?
I'm going to defer to Ron on that, but that's good. They're apart.
It's above my pay grade.
Yeah. They should be togetherments.
Exactly. And then why do they call them buildings if they're already built?
These are the Rick-isms that I remember now.
There you go.
All right, Rick. Well, we got to let you go, and we appreciate the time. Good luck. Well, I guess you don't need good luck. Have fun this weekend. And
Absolutely.
Looking forward to sometime seeing you pop into the booth at Oakshade unexpectedly like you do every once in a while, every few years.
Guaranteed I'll have a crowd dog in my hand.
There you go.
Yeah, well, one of our listeners wondered which is more valuable, higher pay or free trips to the snack bar.
Oh, so they heard. Did you ever know about that, Scott?
It sounds familiar to me.
First year, and I think Miller will attest to this, first year I worked there, Pam said, we'll pay you $55 a night, and you can go to the snack bar all you want. I said, great. Year two comes around, she says, we're going to give you a raise. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. She said, we're going to pay you $75 a night, and you get one trip to the snack bar. I think OK was in the red the first year I worked for him.
How many trips did you make to the snack bar on an average night that first year?
I can almost attest to probably 3 crowd dogs and a big O burger, if nothing else.
Now, did you actually make the trip, or did you send someone down for you?
Oh, heck no, I went down there. Are you kidding me?
I figured you had to be busy.
Well,
I mean,
they
it's
knew
like
who he
race
was,
after
so.
race after race. No, I mean, he's busy calling races. When do you get a break?
You got to be good at it, Scott.
That's impressive. That's why you are in the Hall of Fame and I am not.
There it is.
Two words, Scott: track prep.
There you go. Well, congratulations,
Hey,
Rick. It's always great talking to you.
Thanks, God. Good to talk to you, buddy. And Miller, good to talk to you too, bud.
Always good. Thanks a lot, Rick.
Okay, thank you, guys. You guys take care.
You too. We'll see you.
See ya.
There you go. Rick Eshelman, National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame announcer. And
Impressive.
continued announcer there with the World of Outlaw Late Model Series. Coming up, we have Big D's Pizza we're going to give away for how many. We also still have our Hammer Down Hotline stuff. And our, man, we got a lot of stuff to do here still.
Really?
The weekend weather pit stop. So let's get to it here. Racing news from this past week: World of Outlaw and All-Star Sprint racer Parker Price Miller, otherwise known as the Law Firm, currently third in All-Star points. As a matter of fact, was injured in a first lap crash on Saturday night's Knoxville Nationals main event. Did you see that at all?
I didn't see the crash. I read about it.
Yeah, they kind of didn't really get it on the broadcast, at least not that I saw. But he was caught up in an incident that started with J.J. Hickle jumping the right rear Darren Pittman. That sent Hickle flipping and collected Parker Price Miller. Parker's race team shared the following update on Sunday on his condition. They said, quote, Parker was transported to the hospital in Des Moines overnight. He does have fractures in C7 and T5. Went on to say, after seeing the neuro and trauma surgeons, they believe it's best to let things heal up on their own, so no surgery at this time. We will get him back to Indy. He will see doctors there, unquote. Corey Eliason and Anthony Macri will fill in for Parker Price Miller. Eliason will handle the New York swing this weekend, and then Macri will run the Pennsylvania swing the following weekend, and then after that, the Sharon Nationals. So best wishes to...
Yeah, that's the lower part of the neck, so that can...
He got out of his car. Because they had that after. They went to Hickle first, and then they saw Parker climb out of his car, and he just kind of went down on his knees. Yeah, and then they were over there checking him out, and I guess, it must have been a tough hit. Bubba Wallace has signed a multi-year extension to remain with 2311 Racing. Wallace joined 2311 in September of 2020 as the team's inaugural driver, earning the team's first NASCAR Cup Series win at Talladega last year, as well as their first pole award at Michigan International Speedway just a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Sandusky Speedway. This is kind of breaking news, sort of. Originally scheduled to race this weekend, Tim Ensign Memorial, but they have decided to bow out of racing action this weekend and postpone the Tim Ensign Memorial so as not to conflict with the Nancy Hennis Memorial. Let's go with that. At Lorain County Speedway on Saturday night. The quote from Sandusky Speedway is this, quote, "The staff and family at Sandusky Speedway has decided to have the track sit idle and silent this weekend in remembrance of some local racing pioneers. We felt that it would be a great injustice to family and friends of Nancy Hennis and Tim Ensign having to make a decision on which memorial race to attend." Went on to say the Tim Ensign Memorial Race, a legend of racing here at Sandusky Speedway, will be moved to September 10th, championship night. Also, the next race at Sandusky Speedway is now going to be a week from Saturday, the 27th of August. It's going to be free fan night. No admission for the grandstand.
Wow.
No, you don't have to pay for admission to get in the grandstands. A week from Saturday at Sandusky Speedway. So cool deal there. Update from Doug Frost. Parker's no home in Indiana and on the mend. Thanks, Doug. John Hunter Nemechek and 1992 NASCAR Xfinity Series champion Joe Nemechek. I remember him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they're going to be competing as teammates for the first time since 2019 in the Wawa 250 at Daytona International Speedway on Friday, August 26th. John Hunter Nemechek will pilot the number 26 Freedom 13 Toyota with Alan Hart as his crew chief, while his father, Joe Nemechek, will contend in the number 24 Flatwing Toyota with Eric Phillips atop the box for Sam Hunt Racing.
Oh.
And got this just before we came on, too. Kurt Busch still not ready to return to the 45 car for the Cup Series race at Watkins Glen. He's actually going to sit out this weekend's race at Watkins Glen and Daytona. Yeah. The following week. So at least 2 more weeks out of the car for Kurt Busch, who suffered that concussion-like symptom. I guess they're not technically calling it a concussion. They just are saying he's suffering from concussion-like symptoms.
Yeah.
Which is kind of weird wording, but okay, we'll go with that. Usually concussion-like symptoms are caused by a concussion, last time I checked.
You would think.
But we're not officially calling it that. But, yeah, so he's going to sit out the next 2 weeks and hopefully be back for the playoffs. Ty Gibbs will continue to fill in for the next 2 weeks. Let's play How Many, do our Big D's Racing pizza menu, check out the weekend weather pit stop, and then we got some stuff to talk about with our Hammer Down hotline about a track closing its doors and some other gossipy things. Like I said, the Hammer Down hotline was busy this week. I don't know what happened. We got texts, we got calls, all kinds of stuff. So last week's How many Boss non-wing sprints were going to be at Fremont, plus the number of compacts that were going to be at Oakshade on Saturday night. Number of Boss non-wing sprints at Fremont on Saturday was 18. The number of compacts at Oakshade on Saturday night was 0. Oakshade got rained out. So that total is 18. I can do that math. Ron picked the lowest number. You picked 52, so you're the studio winner. And our listener winner, Gretchen Knapp, she picked 0 overall.
Really?
And she was closest.
And that was the winner.
That was closest.
Ouch.
Yeah, 0 was the closest there. Everybody else was way high. So, Gretchen Knapp, you have 30 days to claim your Big D's Pizza. And you want a chance to win a Big D's Pizza? Well, here's this week's How Many. How many 305 sprints are going to be in action, or checked in, I should say, Monday at Fremont? It's the fair race. Now, you may want to wait to put your guess in until, and I'm not done here. There's more to that, so don't put your guess in yet. And you may want to wait until you hear the weekend weather pit stop forecast with Ryan Weekman before you put your guess in, because you have plenty of time to get your guess in. You have until 4 o'clock on Saturday to put your guess in. And here's the rest of it, plus the number of compacts at Oakshade on Saturday night, since we didn't get that last week.
Oh, boy.
So how many 305 sprints Monday at Fremont, plus the number of compacts at Oakshade on Saturday? So if you want to be entered to win a Big D's Pizza, you can put your guess in the comments of our Facebook Live or our YouTube Live. Like I said, you can do that up until 4 o'clock on Saturday evening. That's when gates open at Oakshade. I'm not sure if Matt Swander is saying a bunch of zeros or if he's saying, oh!
Is there a decimal point in there?
I don't know. So you won last week. What do you got? How many do you think?
Boy, that's a scary one, Scott.
Yeah.
I don't want to.
And I've heard the weekend weather pit stop. You haven't.
Well, I've been watching.
Have you? Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, I think that the sprint cars at Fremont, I think that's an invitational. I think that's open. 24. That's
okay. 24.
Oh wait,
So plus that's including your the compacts at Oakshade. You're thinking we're not going to get any?
You're saying checked in.
Yes.
Ooh. The rain's going to be a little later. 50.
Okay.
Unlike our...
Yes, it's checked in. So did they get rained out halfway through or whatever, then that...
Our listeners can't change theirs, but...
but we can because we make the rules.
That's it.
I'm going to go with 49 just to be...
Oh, you stinker.
Yep. Just to be
that sucks, Scott.
Well, I went above you last week and I lost, so I'm going with the under this week. Weekend weather pit stop coming up here in just a second. First, your Big D's Pizza racing menu for this weekend. Attica Raceway Park back in action tomorrow night. Friday night for America's Wash Systems Morgan Stanley night. AFCS 410 sprints, UMP late models, and the AFCS 305 sprints will be in action. Gates open at 5, racing at 7:45. General admission is $18. Saturday night, 3 tracks in action. Oakshade Raceway. It's going to be Dittman Motorsports night featuring the dirt car UMP late models, Sportsman, Dominator Superstocks, and Compacts. Gates open at 4. Racing at 7, general admission $14. Flat Rock Speedway, it's the Alan Kennedy Tribute, featuring the Outlaw Super Late Models, Figure 8s, and Street Stocks. Gates open at 5, racing at 7, general admission $15 at Flat Rock. As we mentioned, Sandusky Speedway, the Tim Ensign Memorial, postponed from this weekend to September 10th, so no racing this weekend at Sandusky. Montpelier Motor Speedway, We'll be having Blackford County Day featuring the modified Super Stocks, Street Stocks, and Hornets. Gates open at 4, racing at 7:22. General admission is $12 there at Montpelier. And then Monday, Fremont Speedway. It's the fair race with the 305s. The vintage race cars will be in action as well. There was a discrepancy between a post they had on Facebook and their Fremont Speedway website as far as start times. I conferred with Brian Liskey. The gates will open at 5:30 and racing will be at 7:30. I think on their website it says 4 o'clock for gates and 7 for racing. So 5:30 for gates, 7:30 for racing. General admission is $7, and I don't know. I didn't ask him if you need to pay for fair admission.
Probably.
I think that's $9. So figure $16 if you're going to do that. But you get to go to the fair too, so that's pretty cool. So that's your weekend Big D's Pizza racing menu. Before we get to our other series action going on this weekend, let's check out Ryan Weekman and our weekend weather pit stop forecast.
Here is your weekend weather pit stop forecast. I'm meteorologist Ryan Weekman for WTOL 11. Well, there's one race that looks real good for us weather-wise for sure. That's down at Attica Friday, race time at 7:45. Gets more interesting Saturday night at Oakshade, Flat Rock, and Montpelier. Showers will be returning by the evening. They'll be hit and miss, but you'll probably be watching radar out there as showers are likely by later on into the evening. So showers Sunday, but we skip over all the way to Monday where you'll see Fremont's race time at 7 p.m. Rain may be moving out by then, but there's a pretty good chance we get some soaking showers most of the day Monday, which will make it a little bit tough down there at Fremont's. Wish it was drier, wish it was sunnier, but slow-moving system means rain Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. For WTOL 11, I'm meteorologist Ryan Weekman. That's your weekend weather pit stop forecast. Have a good one.
You know, they seem to have bad luck with the fair race as far as the weather goes. They
do.
Every year, unfortunately. And apparently Ryan Weekman hasn't been out to Oakshade Raceway. Watching the radar on our phones out there, it depends on what service you have, but it's kind of hard to get a signal sometimes. Yeah. Just saying.
It's going to be like the rain. It's going to be hit or miss.
Yeah.
Whether you've got signals or not.
Exactly. Other series action this weekend, AGCO Jackson Nationals at Jackson Motorplex in Minnesota. Originally scheduled to be tonight through Saturday. I guess Dave had sent a message earlier saying that tonight has been rained out. So it looks like it's just going to be tomorrow and Saturday. World of Outlaw Case Construction Late Models, as we mentioned talking to Rick a little earlier. Williams Grove tomorrow night, Sharon Speedway on Saturday, and Tri-City Raceway Park in Pennsylvania on Sunday. Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, they're going to be competing in the 30th Annual Comp Cam's Topless 100 at Batesville Motor Speedway in Arkansas. That'll be tomorrow night, Friday, and Saturday. The Tesla Sauce Star Circuit of Champions in action at Outlaw Speedway in New York on Friday night. Utica Rome Speedway on Saturday, and Weed Sport Speedway on Sunday. And then they're going to be off to the Bloomsburg Fairgrounds in Pennsylvania for a Wednesday night show next week on the 24th. ARCA Menard Series in action this weekend. General Tire delivers 100 at Watkins Glen. That'll be tomorrow night, Friday night at 6 p.m. on Fox Sports 1, or FS1, I guess that's what we're calling that now. NTT IndyCar Series will be in action at Worldwide Technology Raceway Saturday at 6 p.m. on USA Network for the Bommarito Auto Group 500. NASCAR Cup Series going to be racing the Go Bowling at the Glen, 3 o'clock on Sunday on USA Network. And the Xfinity Series also at Watkins Glen for the Sunoco Go Rewards 200. That'll be 3 o'clock Saturday afternoon on USA Network. So as we mentioned, the Hammer Down Hotline's been busy this week. Lots to talk about here. Let's just, here we go. If you want to call, leave a message, something for us to talk about, here's the number, 419-318-3081. That's 419-318-3081. Call or text. We got both this week. And if you missed that, you can find that on hammerdownracingreport.com. Here is the call we got this week. And then we'll listen and discuss.
Hey, guys, man. This is Russ Martin over here in Florida. I've talked to you guys several times on the air. Just found out today that in Elkin, North Carolina, Friendship Motor Speedway has shut down because of the fact that drivers, pit crew members have a hard time cooperating with the staff, being spit on, cussed at, swore at, drivers getting mad at them, telling the staff what to do, and things aren't cooperating like they should. The new owners opened it up in 2022 with high expectations, and they are now shut down for the rest of the year. They're closing the gates with no intentions to reopen.
Yep. So, it's Friendship Speedway there. Friendship Motor Speedway in Elkin, North Carolina, posted on their Facebook page that they're canceling the rest of the season because they're tired of the disrespect, I guess, that they're getting from drivers and crews. And I guess, and it sounds like things have been going well. They had good car counts and everything, but
there was no complaints there.
My problem with that is, and don't get me wrong, obviously drivers and crews should not be behaving in the way that they say that they have been behaving, but I don't think that they handled that quite the right way. If you're
Scott, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
It really is. The racers, the fans.
You should not have let it get that far.
They get on the internet, and you can be completely anonymous, and you can bash the track and say all kinds of things. But if you got in the race promoting business thinking you're going to be friends with anybody
with everybody
at Friendship Speedway, boy, are you in the wrong business. You're going to make mistakes, and everybody's going to be all over you. So you
got to have a thicker skin.
You better grow a pair of balls.
But at the same time, if you're going to have people that are treating you like that, get them the hell out of there. They have no right to be there. If people are spitting and cussing on you, boom. Get security.
That absolutely crosses the line. And
so that falls on that's kind of, I blame them for letting it get to that point
and
allowing that to happen.
And they're well within their rights to send somebody home.
Exactly. Instead of just...
That sends a message.
I think it's a little bit childish to close up shop and just say, okay, we're not going to race anymore. I'm going to take my toys and go home. I don't like you guys.
I'm thinking maybe Friendship Speedway is hoping that some fans will beg and plead for them.
Probably. It's like an attention thing.
To open back
And again,
up.
it goes back to the childish thing.
Yeah, it really does.
So I don't know. It bugs me. I hate to see tracks close, and like I said, people shouldn't behave that way, but someone's got to be professional. And that falls on the promoters and the track to be professional. And
and it's their ball game. They have the right to make the rules and
don't let people spit on you
and enforce the rules.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd be gone for a year.
And one of the examples I think they cited was somebody sitting on the wall or something, and one of the track officials told them to not or get off the wall or something, and they said, "No, you're not the owner," or something like that. That guy's gone. Goodbye.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be there then.
I'm sure that
not the guy sitting on the wall. That's not
I'm
listening.
sure whoever was talking to the guy on the wall has a radio.
Yeah.
Throw the red flag till this guy leaves.
Exactly.
Make an example.
So, and I did reach out to Friendship Motor Speedway. They did cite that it's not tire. You can check it out on their Facebook page. They have this really long post. They cite that it's not a tire shortage issue or anything or supply chain issue that we're closing the doors. It's just because of the way they've been treated. So I guess you can read that and make your own decisions. I did reach out to them to see if we could get a representative from the track to come on the show next week. Because maybe there's something that we're missing. Maybe there's more to the story that we're not aware of. That's the only thing I can think of.
And we like to be fair to everybody.
Yeah. So I reached out to them, see if I haven't heard back. That was this morning. So we'll see if we get a response and have anybody on next week. There you go. We also had a couple of texts here, which are on a couple different pages. One of the texts was, "Great show, Scott and Professor."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was one of them. And then the next text from the same person, won't mention any names, just because it shows the phone number, but I know who it was.
Wasn't me.
This is something that I don't have any verification of. This is just what the text says. So I'm not reporting anything. This is just what the text says. Why is Fremont Speedway trying to keep the rest of the season's suspension of Larry Kingseed Sr. hush? Normally, tracks will issue some sort of press release on their findings and actions, especially when they garner as much attention as the fight video did. You want that one?
Scott, I know that. Oh, here we go.
Well, I mean, it's something that happened in the pits. It's not
the,
something that you're going to want to promote as a track.
Yeah, in the past, there has been a promoter, and you could go to that promoter and discuss it. Now everything at Fremont is run by some appointees of the fair board.
Yeah.
And there are some things that are nebulous.
It would make sense if they discussed that in, maybe the driver's meeting. It's like, look, this guy is not coming back because of what he did. And to use that as an example of, that kind of behavior is not going to be tolerated. This is what'll happen if you do it. But I don't think they need to post on social media or anything saying, hey, look what we did. We said goodbye to this guy for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
So I guess that's the only thing I can think of. I don't know.
And I guess that those kind of suspensions need to be discussed early on in the year.
Yeah. Or there should be, some kind of, it should be in the rules of some sort,
Absolutely.
If,
general rules. Most tracks have those.
Fighting not tolerated unless it's on the front stretch.
Right.
And then you get $500 or something.
Absolutely.
Or $100, whatever Earl had said. The other part of his text that we got on the Hammerdown hotline was Montpelier allowing a team to compete still after a driver's father is caught stealing from another competitor. Thought drivers were responsible for their crew, and especially if the crew member / owner is committing a felony.
I read a little bit about that, Scott. I guess while a team was out racing, someone ransacked their trailer.
Some tires and something else, I think, were. And then I saw another post. I think they took that post down. Larry Bowes, I believe, put that up and took that post down, or whoever from Montpelier does their Facebook. Said that the two parties involved had gotten together and worked it out like adults. And it's a closed issue, I guess. So,
and that's okay.
I mean, yeah, I'm okay with that. If they worked it out, then that's fine. But, yeah, you definitely shouldn't steal stuff. And I guess if the party that it was stolen from didn't want to press charges, I guess that's fine. I mean, as a track owner,
it's probably a good way to find out the secondary use for a tire iron.
There you go. I've heard that. That's a thing that's happened. So, thanks to associate producer Dave Kemmer, contributors Matt Swander, John Young, Doug Dock, and Bob Stazak. Join us next week. Maybe we'll have someone from Friendship Motor Speedway on.
That'd be cool.
I don't know. I'll try it. If I don't hear back from him, I'm going to follow up, see what I can get on that. Next Thursday, 7 o'clock. Make sure to tune in live, Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter. Make sure to like us on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter, Hammer Report. You can follow us on YouTube as well. Listen to us on your favorite podcasting platform, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Check us out on hammerdownracingreport.com. And listen to the show there. There's a store, sponsorship information. The Hammerdown hotline number is there. Everything's there. And make sure to rate and review us. We like to read the reviews that we get.
Yeah.
Share us with your friends. Don't be mean. Don't keep us all to yourself. Share us with your friends. Thanks to our sponsors, Oakshade Raceway, Big D's Pizza, Ram Miller Race Cars, Freeze Frame Photos, Dominator Race Products, Headhunters, Barber Studio, and Salon. And thanks again to this week's guests, Stephanie Bradley and Rick Eshelman. Congratulations again to Rick for
That's so cool.
That Hall of Fame thing. Yeah, cool. We're out of here. We'll get out, support a local track. Hopefully the rain will hold off and we can call Mr. Ryan Weekman wrong next week. Fingers crossed. He wasn't wrong last weekend, though. So
Fremont almost got the whole show in.
They did get. Was it just the trucks that they didn't finish?
I
think that's what it was.
The non-wing sprints got everything in, but I think they ran a 16-lap feature. It started raining, and they pulled the plug then.
Did I skip Fremont when we were doing our racing roundup?
No, you did. That's okay.
Nope.
We just
nope. I got to do that. I can't believe I skipped. Travis Philo won the Fast 410 sprint feature at Fremont. Matt Westfall won the Boss non-wing feature. And then the rain happened. The dirt truck features will be made up at a later date. So there you go.
That was quick.
Yeah, we're done. See you next Thursday, 7 o'clock.
Yes, you will.
You have been listening to the Hammer Down Racing Report, available on demand on iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting platform.